Good morning, everybody. Welcome to No BS TED, coming to you live every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. I'm Ted. This is Ryan from No Border Sports. He's the No BS part. Welcome. How you doing this fine Tuesday, Ryan?
I'm doing good. We're here.
Yeah.
Brandon Aiyuk has still not been traded. No need to throw myself off a cliff yet.
Absolutely no need. Yeah, we're here. I would say luckily because, my son has been in summer camp all summer, and this week there's no camp. So my wife's like, cancel all your shows. You're taking care of Ford. And I was like, all right, I got this one with Ryan already scheduled. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I think looks like Anshul's here. We're talking about media. We're talking about doing a regular Friday afternoon show. And honestly, that may still work because that's right, like 3:30, 4 p.m. when we're thinking about doing it right when he's napping. So we should be still okay for that. But there's a chance I may have to cancel this week, Anshul. We'll see. Anyway, but we're just back from Tahoe and stopped off a couple places on the way up to get pedals and a couple places on the way back to get a wheel and a trailer, and had a productive drive both directions because parts are a lot cheaper out in Sacramento and Tahoe and Truckee than they are in the San Francisco Bay Area. Just like everything, it's more expensive here. So
I drove to Tacoma once for a header manifold. Or sorry, not a header manifold, but
exhaust
the carburetor manifold.
Ah, cool.
Yeah,
very nice. We got
Bebop down there.
Bebop Jones in the house.
What up, Bebop?
Here we go. And Go Niners. Looks like he's on both channels. That reminds me, I need to do that myself.
Me too. Thank you, Bebop.
But yeah, if you guys are watching on a browser, make sure you got No Border Sports going and Teddy Talks. And make sure to mute it. I started to get a little interference there. Interesting game versus the Saints on Sunday evening. It was late. It was a 5 p.m. game. What were your thoughts on the game, Ryan?
So, I've been having a problem with my NFL Plus, and I live outside of outside of California, so it's hard for me to just get their games any other way. So I kind of been watching the YouTube highlights, and me personally, I kind of appreciated the look. What win or lose, I appreciated the look of what the team was playing like. Last game against the Titans, it seemed like they were kind of all for themselves. There wasn't like it's like they weren't operating as a team. You know what I mean? And this week, it seemed like they were working more as a team. And I appreciated that because all these guys who are playing are people who might be called on to come up. It's not like they're going to be starters for the most part. So this is kind of showing, hey, what do you got? How can you mesh with everybody else and be actually a part of this team instead of being a guy who made the cut? Kind of. You've got to make the cut, but at the same time, show how you can be a part of this team. That'll also help you make the cut.
Fair, true. Anshul saying, I ain't been worried at all during this situation. That's the Aiyuk situation.
Yeah.
I really wasn't until I heard that we put together a trade package, but I think the Niners knew he was going to reject him. So, yeah.
That was
all Did we talk about like my theory? Like, remember how everybody's been asking why the Niners wait? Why do the Niners wait? Why do we wait to sign all these guys? We have to pay more because everybody else gets paid first. And we have to pay more than that. And this is why, because it keeps the Niners name in the media. People are talking about Brandon Aiyuk. Last year they're talking about Bosa. Year before it was Debo. And it was Kittle, and Fred Warner.
They're paying extra a year. Like this Brandon Aiyuk contract, it could cost them like $4 million a year extra from what they were going for originally, right? Is it
Uh,
worth
if
getting your
they-
name in the media that much?
if it brings in 40 million,
You're talking
then
about
shit. I mean, it's
4-year
different. It's
contract.
different
4-year
pools
contract.
because
That's $16 million for
I
one
get it,
off
and
season of
and
one
it is
off
a
season
hard
of.
cap. So like revenue coming from media or whatever doesn't make its way to the field so readily, but it can be used for other things. I don't know. I just that was my theory. I was like, maybe the Niners are happy to pay a little premium to keep their name top of the list. Mitch Kofsky, he's not worried. He's from Hardcore Sports Network. We simulcast. You can see that HSN simulcast too. He says, please trade Brandon Ayuk already. Well, folks, don't be surprised. He's an Eagles fan, so he would like nothing better than for the Niners to trade Ayuk away. But other than that, he's a good guy. And he lets me stream to his Facebook page, so I really appreciate that. Thanks, Mitch. Or he lets me, I should say, promote the show on his Facebook page and then stream to his YouTube channel. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the house.
What up, Daniel Berry?
He's a Rams fan, but he's pretty cool. He has his own channel too, so check him out.
Yes, I am subscribed.
Yeah, he's getting more and more O's every time he says yo. Says Ayuk Steelers eventually. Yeah, that's what Pretty Ricky says. I guess Daniel Berry says. But remember, Daniel Berry's a Rams fan. So again, he really just wants to get Ayuk out of the division. I don't blame him. But yeah, it's not going to happen. Anshul says it's all good. I will. I'll keep you posted. Since you're here, I just gave you a little warning over the airways. And probably for my 3:30 show tomorrow, it probably should be fine too, because again, that's Ford's nap time, but we'll see. If I have to cancel, you guys know why. It's officially Jacob Cowing season. Yeah, he shredded.
Oh yeah,
he was a force.
You have to temper your expectations a little bit, because we've seen guys shine in preseason and then them not equate to the regular season. We've seen so
Ronnie Bell last preseason led the league in preseason receiving yards, and he was sure struggling on Sunday. Now, one of the balls was a low pass, where it was a bad pass that Brandon Allen was unable to step into. So I don't blame him for that one, but he definitely didn't have a great day, I would say. Let me get your thoughts on. Well, let's say hi real quick to a few more folks.
Yeah,
let's do this. Eat Kim, but remind me to talk a little bit about stock up, stock down, if I forget.
Okay.
Eat Kim in the house, and hey guys,
what up, sir? Appreciate you stopping by.
Anshul just saying hi to Dana Bear. I was saying hello. All right, revenue from fans and stuff does help, even though it's a cap league, because that plus TV deals increase the cap for the league.
But I don't see this having to do.
I don't think that helps at the expense of your own cap. Yeah,
I would think jersey sales. Okay, I think jersey sales would probably be one of your biggest non-league related kind of sales. Merch and whatnot. And who's buying a Brandon Ayuk jersey when they're in the middle of talking about trading him? And
when he's acting like this, and people are unhappy with the way he's handling it too. Like some people won't ever buy a Brandon Ayuk jersey after this.
Yeah, I could keep. The 49ers made another offer, and supposedly, now it's like, well, we've made another offer, and we don't understand why. Brandon, hold out, get your money. Make it pay. They fucked up. Make it pay.
Don't bother me. Steven in the house with the world's coolest 49ers hat. And just a cool guy in general.
Does he have the coolest 49ers hat?
He's got this one. It's like got a flat brim, and it's got like a piece of plastic on the top. And then the 49ers letters have like rivets in the top and bottom of every letter or number. And it's just like shiny, and it's like flat. And the plastic is red. I think it was red or gold. And it was just the coolest 49ers hat I ever saw, honestly. And he's a super cool guy. I met him at Breezy and John Chapman's music video at Levi's and at the Debo mural in downtown San Jose.
So you're saying it almost switched you from being a visor man into being a hat man?
No, hats just don't look good on me, because it's like my head's already tall. Especially as I get thinner, you'll notice when I was big, and then my face was round enough that my head didn't look so tall. But my head's already really tall, and then you stick a hat on top of it, and it's just like way too tall from the top to the bottom. So the visor's better to like not make me look like I have a crazy, weird looking head, which I do. Yeah, but I just the visors help cut it down somehow a little bit. So stock up, stock down. I saw somebody say that Cameron Latu's stock was down. And first of all, I was like, how could it go down? Right? I mean, it was
in the gutter, kind of. Right?
And he made 2 pretty big catches during the game.
And a block, I believe. And a block.
And I think the other one that there was one down the sideline that he didn't get, but I was going to say that was the throw. Like if the throw was better, maybe he makes that catch. So I didn't agree with Cam Latu's stock down. I was like, Latu times 2. Like I was like, hey, he made 2 catches. I was stumped. I think I saw him making all training camp last year. So
if he can add to that in the last game, he might have a spot on the team when we all wrote him off. So
I mean, if he can really block and if he can learn to catch, then he could beat out anybody, maybe even Salbert, who seems to be tight end 2 right now.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I thought for sure as anything, it was going to be the Commanders tight end who we already released.
Remember you were asking me about him and I was like, he doesn't really move the needle at this point. And then I saw he got released and I was like, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, he was injured. He was injured. So I don't think we saw the full Logan Thomas. That's the guy.
Logan Thomas. Yeah.
Conley should be wide receiver 6 if we do keep 6. I agree.
But that doesn't mean
Conley.
you will.
I liked him last year in camp. I love what he did in the playoffs. He looked good in camp this year again. He had catch of the day in at least one camp I was at out of the 3.
If he wants to make the starting lineup, he has to figure out the sixth wide receiver is always a special teamer guy. Johnny Dell. I was listening to Johnny Dell's live the other day, and he said that, and it made perfect sense. And
what if Ricky Pearsall ends up being a injury redshirt? I mean, he's on the verge of that. It's got to be at this point.
Right. I'm just saying
he's about to come back, but let's say
anybody who's going to be wide receiver 6 needs to have special teams.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
That's what I'm stating.
But I'm thinking if there's no Pearsall, then Conley could be wide receiver 5, maybe.
Yeah.
We got Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, Cowing. I don't think it said stock down Danny Gray. I've been down on him.
I'm not. I would. Unless
Again,
you
hard
need
to go much lower, right?
Unless you need somebody in camp to take reps, I'd probably just let Danny Gray go right now and let him get a chance to get on another team. Not to say that he hasn't done enough to deserve a spot on this team when we've got guys who come in this year who look like they have a better shot than he has after his 3rd year?
Yeah.
You're in your number 3. So
don't forget, Buddy. Did we talk about the buddies on the team? Trent Taylor's Fiddle's buddy, DFF is
Purdy and Zakelj. But Zakelj is actually doing stuff now. You know what I mean?
DFF and Fred are buddies too. They work out all offseason together. Fred Warner and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, DFF, are buddies too. It's a 3rd buddy roster spot. I'm like, how many roster spots can we give to buddies? But Trent Taylor, I thought he looked okay. He had a couple of shorties. There was one pass where they said he should catch that because it hit his hands, but I will give Trent Taylor a pass, and I don't like him, and I don't want him on the team, but I'm going to be fair and say that the defender tipped it maybe 5 yards before it got to him. And when a ball gets tipped close to you, it's really hard to react in time.
Yes, because the trajectory is changing. Also, when the ball starts rotating, wobbling,
it did wobble some.
It's hard to adjust that quickly to how you need to
in a split second. Yeah. So I'm going to give Taylor a pass on that. But I know Kittle was really excited when he had a big catch. They went right to Kittle on the sideline. Like, there's his buddy. Sure as day. It's crazy.
I like oh
That's right.
yeah. One
Not
energy
just
weight
their
could end
career,
their
but
career.
can
Life even.
kind of ruin the rest of their life. Exactly. You
Yeah.
could be a cripple. Bebop says, when I saw Ted in the video, it turned legit. LOL. Oh man, it was so bad. I'm glad they only took one small piece of me like flexing or something, because like I was trying to dance, and so thank God that ended up on the cutting room floor. That's all I can say.
Were you been drinking? Had you been drinking?
No, I'm
Maybe that was the problem. Maybe you needed to drink
that's
some so
probably
then your
what I
moves
did. It was a
worked
little
a
early
little
in the
better.
morning,
They're never early enough for a mimosa.
but
Put a little
no,
vitamin
actually,
C in there and it's legal.
I haven't drank in a few years or anything else. Honestly, I've been pretty, a little coffee here and there, but that's it's about my biggest vice these days. Pretty boring in my old age.
Hey, that's a good way to be, though.
We weren't able to conceive until that happened, so that's I'm sure it helped. Had a weird dream hanging out with Breezy last night. Oh, that's funny. Breezy's the man. I love Wayne.
Under the Helmet Pod had a great little question I thought we should get to when you get there.
Yeah, let's get there just real quick. Just talk about what's up. Jalen Graham was stocked down for Anshul compared to Cam Latu.
Okay.
I saw him blow up something in the backfield, but then I guess, was it because of like the running plays? He wasn't tackling guys. Some of that's the defensive line though too. But I wasn't. I did miss a section too. I had to do a chore, and I didn't have any recording capabilities when we were out of town, so I did miss some of like the late third and early fourth quarter of the game. So maybe that's when some stuff happened that I missed. But sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say, Ryan?
Oh, I wasn't, like I said, how I'm able to watch the games at the moment. I really don't know what media is talking about because I wasn't able to get a full like view. You know what I mean? They're only showing highlights and complete and utter fuck ups. So
Everything in between gets lost.
Yeah. So I saw the tackle for loss, and then everything else was kind of just lost in the noise, I guess.
There you go. Bebop says Diana Rossini said Browns looked like trash at practice today on Dan Patrick. Yeah, I actually keep that in mind if he wants to go.
Well, he wouldn't be going there. He's already turned them down. Looks
like Daniel Berry gave you a sub, so that's good. Just give me a cheers. Oh, fry over the drinking stuff. That got him. I like it. Hope I don't lose mine over not drinking. Under the Helmet Pod, thoughts on Robbie Chosen?
First thing, I didn't see any Robbie Chosen. I've heard really nothing about him in camp.
I was trying to be witty about it, saying the only reason why Robbie Anderson is on the team, because that's his old name, right, is because he wasn't chosen by any other teams.
Wasn't Robbie Anderson a kicker for the Minnesota Vikings? Oh, okay.
There was Morton Anderson and there was Gary Anderson. I think it was a Saints kicker.
They had an Anderson up there in Minnesota for years.
Yeah, Morton Anderson.
Back with the one bar. You know what I mean?
I think it was Morton Anderson, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but Robbie Chosen, before he became Robbie Chosen, was Robbie Anderson with the Carolina Panthers. Or was it the Jets? I think it was the Jets, then the Panthers now. Sort of with us. He won't be with us long, folks. He will not make the cut.
No.
I don't think.
We have Cowing. That's why Chosen's here for speed. And it seems like Cowing's got enough of the offense that I don't see them keeping Robbie Chosen anywhere except for maybe the practice squad. And maybe not even there. We might just keep some of the other guys. Maybe like a Danny Gray.
Anshul says DFF and Cowing probably going to become buddies because they both went to Arizona. And Anshul would know because Anshul goes to Arizona. Go Wildcats. Even though I'm more of a Stanford fan. Whatever. Who cares? The Pac-12 is toothless anymore anyway. It's so sad to see what's happened to the Pac-12. It was the Big Ten just ate their lunch. Everybody went to the Big Ten. So it's like 25 teams in the Big Ten.
the Rose Bowl was the coolest game ever, and now it's gone.
Essentially,
college,
or it's like some playoff game towards
It's-
the the
means
natty.
nothing.
Got Mr. McNiner in the house and LFG 49ers. Welcome, David. Got Trey the Wave is Josh Dobbs. Oh, also make sure everybody subscribes to David McNiner's channel. Trey the Wave is Josh Dobbs, our QB2. I've been saying, I said that a week or two ago when I was on with Raj, that he looked better to me than Brandon Allen.
Yep.
Brandon Allen was really good in this year's camp, in kind of like second year in the system and everything. But like, I really didn't care for him last year in camp. And so as soon as I saw Josh Dobbs make that dynamic play, the TD play against, was it the, who did we play first? The Bucks?
I believe so. Last season?
No, the first preseason game this year.
Oh, I don't remember. This year we played the Titans.
Titans, yeah. When it was against the Titans, he had a running TD and he jumped up in the air, and it was like a midseason or playoff type move for a quarterback, and he's doing it in preseason. I'm like, I like him better than Brandon Allen. So a lot of people are saying that now, Trey. I was saying it before this game, and now this game just reinforces it for me.
Brandon Allen looks like athletically, like the same athletically as Brock Purdy, but without the accuracy, without the processing. You know what I mean? Like to me, he's like a Brock Purdy, but just as athletic abilities, maybe even less. And as like with the legs go, might even have more of an arm, but it's all dead in the water if you can't put it all together with the processing and the accuracy.
No doubt. We got Shardal Gupta in the house. Say hi, Ted.
Got the goat.
He doesn't forget the crypto Ryan.
Nope.
Haven't seen that in a while, but Shardal's still on it. Coverage was lacking to Hunchel.
Was lacking to me with Graham.
Yeah. He says, I really love your channel. Well, which one, man? Or maybe means both. I'll take it as a win for both.
I think he's on your channel right now.
Oh, okay. There you go.
If you look, the people who don't have the little blue circle with the line in it, or the
paperclip, I call it.
Yeah, paperclip. They should be yours. And
that's probably not what it is, but it's what it looks like to me, to my old eyes.
It's once you said it, I was like, "Yep, cosign." That's a paperclip.
Rob D for only $30 million a year. You can feed a wide receiver. Hola, faithful.
Hola. What up, Rob D?
Got Albert Soto in the house. What up, fam? It's been a minute. How y'all doing? What do you guys think about Pooney? Yeah, he's looking great.
He needs help. He needs help on his run game, but he's trying. And even when he's doing the wrong thing in the run game, somehow half the time he's able to make up for it with just sheer strength, kind of, or cunning. So I'm liking where he's going. He's great in the pass game, fucking amazing in the pass game. So we'll see how he gets in the running game, but I'm sure it'll come to him. He seems really smart. So
I think a lot depends on Feliciano's knee too. If Feliciano's not available, then it's kind of a moot point. You know, it's not going to be, what's his bucket from UTSA? Burford, Spencer Burford. Yeah. You got Trey the Wave saying, I got a question for if Purdy got hurt. Will they change the playbook for Josh Dobbs?
Oh, no, they wouldn't change the playbook, but they would add a section, I think. If it wasn't like same day type shit, they would, with his running ability, I'm sure they would have at least install something. And as the weeks went on, I'm sure they would install more. So if they knew Brock Purdy was out for the rest of the season, 6 games left in the season, I'm sure they would start installing more and more each week. But if they know Brock Purdy's only going to be down for a week, maybe 2, then I don't see them installing a lot for Josh Dobbs, but something to give the 49ers an edge to the defenses, against the defenses, to kind of say, hey, you got to account for everybody. 11 on 11, baby. And just the threat of that is the reason why they'll have some plays in there. So
Yeah, and it's interesting that Josh Dobbs wears number 5 because some of those plays might have been written up for a different number 5. Good old Trey Lance.
I like that he gives us he can work within the system. Obviously, he can be better. I wouldn't say he was great, but he can work within the system, and when things break down, he can make plays. So on his own. So as a backup quarterback, oh yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, one first down was really nice. It just scared me that somebody was going to clothesline him before he stepped out of bounds. It looked like he was really setting himself up to get beheaded out there on the sideline. But
hey, if he wants to get beheaded and it's going to cost them a penalty, we've got other quarterbacks. He's the backup. If he wants to play, look, and I'm not saying that I want anything to happen. And what I'm saying is go for it. I would be doing the same damn thing. I don't care if you're going to do that stuff. My team's going to get a penalty. My medical bill's paid for. You know what I'm saying? My medical bill's paid for. Everything. We're good. I just want to make sure that I'm number 2 in his position. And that's the stuff I'm willing to do to make sure I secure my number 2 spot. Because look what happened with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold went off, signed how many million a year contract off of being the backup, playing one game as a starter this year. He was essentially named the starter in Minnesota off that. So
they wanted JJ McCarthy, but he had the knee surgery that took him out for the year. So
yeah,
good luck, Minnesota.
Do you see what they did though? That got Josh Dobbs like, yeah, why wouldn't I want to spend some time here with the 49ers? Maybe play, maybe not, doesn't matter. But what they know is I'm going to know the system, which if you know this system as a player, it's very valuable among the league because it's kind of complex. And if you kind of already know how things are done, you just need to get the vocabulary down and the little minute details. That's all you need to fix. And it's the same when it comes to coaching. Why do you think Kyle's tree is so wide around the league at this moment? Because what he brings to the table is what everybody wants. So his coaches are going to be going and be getting head coach jobs around the league because they are looking for somebody who knows how to run this type of an offense. And it's going to same thing with quarterbacks.
Yep.
Running backs, offensive linemen, wide receivers. You know what I mean?
I'd say tight ends, but we don't even have 2 of our own. Anshul says the Pac-2 instead of the Pac-12. Oh, ouch. Not to be confused with Tupac. Hologram.
What you know about Tupac?
Tupac. He was amazing. Him and Biggie, though, they had the beef, and it cost Tupac, cost it all.
Yeah.
And Biggie
allegedly Puff Daddy.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't heard?
Was it Trigger Man?
No, not the Trigger Man. He was the guy funding it.
Oh, interesting.
So they arrested Keefe D, and Keefe D's like, yo, Puffy paid me to do it. Allegedly. I wouldn't want us to get in trouble, but
yeah.
I don't think Diddy worried about us right now.
Interesting. Injury updates.
Oh, I don't even know. I've actually, once I heard we had about 20 people injured, I kind of just stopped paying attention. Not gonna lie. I'm just hoping that I will forget about that and it will not come up ever again in the rest of the season.
Trey said, who's going to be our punter? Isn't Mitch going to be back by the regular season?
Supposedly.
Wish.
Yeah. And Johnny Dell was saying there's a reason why this guy was on the street, that he's not consistent. Like he'll lay down like some great punts and then like the next game he'll shank all of his punts. So don't think for a second that this is some kind of a battle controversy. That's Mitch's job. 49ers want Mitch there. He's extremely consistent. We know that. And he hits people. I wish they would let him tackle people again.
Trey wants to know if we're excited for the new WNBA team.
Oh, who's getting the new WNBA team? What city?
Chardall says it's the Golden State Valkyries right here in the Bay Area.
Oh, really?
I'm excited for people who are excited about WNBA. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big women's basketball. I mean, for me, it's like football, and then NBA, and it's a huge drop off to NBA. there's a smattering of like little like Olympic and World Cup soccer, and I would say baseball, but I really just baseball bores me.
Yeah.
And I don't like what it's become with the kind of home run derby action and no, base hits and the stuff that I grew up watching. So, yeah, I'm excited for the people that are excited by WNBA. I would say that, but for me personally, I don't have bandwidth for it.
I stopped watching basketball when they took my Sonics away. So, but if I enjoyed basketball, I'd be watching the WNBA.
There you go. Bebop says he enjoys the thought of Feliciano at center. A lot of people have talked about that.
Yes, but this is, I don't know. I'd kind of rather keep Feliciano in the background for now. Make sure he's all healthy. Somebody's going to go down on that line, and I want Feliciano fresh and healthy to finish out the rest of the season if need be. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to get injured. If it's for the rest of the season, just a couple games, I don't know. But at the end of the season, that last run, you're going to see him bumping around from position to position maybe. And I want him fresh. Also, he's backup center. And I think I'm not like really big on Brendel. Brendel. I'm not big on him. But I would keep him there for now. He wasn't an extreme liability last season. So I'm hoping he's going. Well, that's not correct. He wasn't a liability last season. He helped us. He wasn't the best that he could have been. I'm willing to give him another year to see how much of a change he's made. And I wouldn't want to pull him for that. And I'd rather keep Feliciano fresh if that strategy makes any sense.
Plus, for O-line, a huge key to offensive line is continuity, and there's no continuity if Feliciano is retiring at the end of the year. So you're just
it would behoove us to give Brendel another year and see if he becomes like an all-pro or so, or a good center, top 5 center in the league.
If he could just improve his run blocking, it would be it for me. His
run blocking and his calls. I think his calls are off too.
Interesting.
Because he's calling the mic, and I think sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I think Brock Purdy needs to override.
Chardon likes your beard.
Yeah, I was thinking of shaving it off.
Oh my! Can't do it now.
Right.
I don't know if mine could ever be that long, but it could be a lot longer than I grow it regularly. My problem is as it starts to get longer, it turns really gray. And so I just can't have that. Since I don't really have that much naturally. I got a little on the sideburns, but doing pretty good for considering I'll be 54 in September and I don't color my hair.
I got some color coming in here. There's a little bit here's and there's.
No, mine's it's everywhere down here if I grow it out.
Oh, okay.
Like the whole bottom of the goatee turns gray. Not the whole, but like 70%.
Salt and pepper is a whole look nowadays, man. You got young guys trying to make themselves look like gray. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you. Or I saw a guy the other day, he was a real tall guy, and he had like frosted tips. But they were kind of gray frosted and not blonde frosted, which was kind of interesting. But, hey, whatever works. Huff and Tig going to be top 5 safety tandem next year. Yeah.
This year or next year? Also, we got Malik Mustafa, who he's making a mark on people. You know what I'm saying?
Malik. Yeah, I mean, he's thumping. He's got a Ronnie Lott jersey.
Man, when I saw that, I was like, this guy knows me.
Ronnie's one of my top 5 all-time 49ers for sure.
He's my favorite 49er.
And
He gave
I won't say he's the best defender ever, but he's my favorite defender ever.
He gave a piece of his body for us. That's how I see it. So he's my number one.
He did, and nobody ever hit harder than Ronnie Lott.
When I was playing football, I was out there trying to give people the arm shiver, the forearm shiver. I was trying to tackle people that way. I thought that's how you were supposed to tackle people, because you were just supposed to hit them like that so hard that they just fell to the ground. You know how much it hurts to hit people like that? Jiminy Christmas. You know how much of a grown-ass man he was, just hitting grown-ass men like that? Oh, my God.
Headhunting, for sure.
Oh.
Trey the Wave says, I heard people say that Josh Jobs is what Trey Lance was supposed to be. I heard Trey Lance actually looked decent over the weekend. I didn't see any of it, but some people I
think Trey Lance was supposed to be better than Dobbs is. Trey Lance was supposed to be able to run the ball.
Overall pick, right? Yeah.
He was supposed to be able to run the ball and toss it 70 yards downfield accurately to somebody in step. You know what I mean? And that's not Dobbs. Dobbs has got those in his tool belt, but you don't see him. It's not like that's what they're selling you on when they're marketing Josh Dobbs to you. Trey Lance, that's what they were like. Look at this guy. He runs. He can fucking dump defensive backs with his shoulder. They may get a first down. He can, throw the ball 70 yards down the field. We're like, oh, taking the top off. And that's not what it was.
And, Trey Lance is still TBD, so we'll see.
Right.
His story
I'm
is
pulling for him. Unfortunately, he's on the Cowboys, but
yeah, if he could get a different team, I might root for him.
Right. Please, Trey.
Can't do it.
We traded him to a good thing that deal hasn't come back to bite us just yet.
No, not just yet. Charles questions, who best back QB of 49ers? No Jimmy, no Brock Purdy. I mean, the best backup QB was Steve Young. Obviously. Yeah. Besides him,
Garcia? Was Garcia backup?
I don't know if he was ever a backup. He came in from the CFL. I feel like he was a starter right away.
Right.
I feel like he was a starter right away.
I think it's hands down Steve Young. I'm trying to think of somebody else, though, that would be a good. Well, Bono.
Colin Kaepernick was a backup before he was.
Yep.
Bono
went on to have success over there with the Chiefs.
Like a lot of 49ers. Yeah. Bono, obviously Joe Montana.
Yep.
Elvis Grbac.
Wait, Joe Montana was a backup.
Joe Montana was a backup for Steve DeBerg. Absolutely.
And a backup for Steve Young at one point in time. He was quarterback number 2 under Steve Young, right?
I think they let him go before that happened.
Oh, that's well. They had he was
traded him.
He was healthy, and they still gave Steve Young the start, right?
I don't think to start the season though. It was like
no, but I'm talking about like for a game.
Yeah, it sounds
Joe Montana, right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our starting run defense sucks. We better get situated before week 1. Yeah, I mean, I think we're missing Eric Armstead some.
So our starting defense, like with what's his name? Floyd. Floyd's not a run stuffer. He's not a run guy. He's strictly pass. So who is that third end? Or that second end opposite Bosa on first and second down?
Gross Matos. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I could almost see them doing something where they take a tackle and they move him out and say he's a tight end or a defensive end, and then on third down one of the bigger tackles in the center comes out and that guy moves down into the tackle role, and then they bring in someone like Floyd or another. So that's what I see that might happen. And I kind of okay with that, because we got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. We got to stop it before we got to stop the offensive linemen getting to our linebackers so our linebackers can make the tackles. So I like being beefier up front on first and second down, because really, unless the quarterback is like fast and agile and able to take off for yards, I don't need speed on the defensive line on first and second down if they're mainly going to be rushing or have the potential to rush. I just want to push their offensive linemen back.
Got to get some pressure, though, if it's play action, though. I'm with you, though. I could see that. Hey, we got Bash in the house saying, yo, Ted and Ryan. What's up, Bashar?
Make sure to go check his channel out. We did a show Saturday night, so make sure to go check him out. Make sure to sub.
Absolutely.
He does great stuff over there.
Trey Wave says, is Ted Williams retiring? What's going on? Ted Williams. I don't know who Ted Williams is.
That's what I was wondering.
Maybe you meant Ted Robinson? Teddy Ballgame? Retiring from broadcasting? I think that's what I heard. So if you meant Teddy Robinson, I think that's right. Red Jet Shell in the house.
Well, what up, Red Jet?
Hey, chat. Ted and Ryan. So like and subscribe to their channel. Thank you.
Make sure to go check Red Jet Shell out. She's on Terrordome's channel on Thursdays at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go check her out too.
Who leads the team in picks this year?
Oh, I'm going Jair or Travarius, because I think Travarius wants to get another pick 6, because he said that last year and he wasn't able to get the second one. So I have a feeling not only will he get interceptions, but he will have an increased amount of interceptions because he's trying to run it back to the house.
I'll go with somebody different. I just can't decide between Lenore and Jair Brown.
Yep. Tig was another one I thought.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to go with Jair Brown.
Okay.
Big. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Long gone.
This is a big year for him. This is the second year. This is either you're slumping or you're taking a step. So we'll figure it out. If he's leading the interceptions, you might want to sign that guy a little.
I'm trying to say Trent Williams. I don't think Trent Williams will retire until he gets a ring.
Well, I think there's definitely a path to where he retires without getting a ring. I don't want that to happen, but let's just face it. If he doesn't get a Super Bowl this year and the team essentially capitulates over cap issues the next year, why would he want to stick around and go through all that abuse and all that stuff on his bones if he doesn't have a way out to get traded to maybe a contender, right? Because that's really the only way to do that, is to be able to either be a free agent, like right now, maybe he's trying to get more years or guaranteed money in the future. So I don't see him looking to become a free agent and go out there and do things, which he can't, right? Because the way the contract is, he can't just go looking for a team. He's not a free agent. He's still under contract. He's just not showing up until they readjust his contract, renegotiate. So I don't know. I think it's either with us or he's just going to retire after this year. I see if we win this year, I see him staying for another year, thinking we got enough pieces we might be able to do it again. But after that, I don't see him any much further. He says he wants to play to 40, but I don't know. I'm like 42, and I don't know how he feels as well as he does. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. So I got less weight on me. You know what I'm saying? My knees have been wearing a little less, a little less wear and tear. Now, granted, he's had a little bit more money to put into his body, but I don't know how much that's going to make a difference when you're talking about decades. You know what I mean?
It's tough for sure.
Yeah.
Bash likes my almost pick of Timo Lenore, the hyena, to lead the team in interceptions. That says she'll be on with Hugh Terradome Thursdays.
Now at 8 a.m.
Yeah. Bebop says George Odom had a couple. He definitely had a few in camp. I still don't see him cracking the starting lineup, barring injuries.
I appreciate everything he does on special teams. I truly do. I just don't have confidence in him on defense.
Who leads the team in drop passes and fumbles this year? Well, for drop passes, I'll go first since Ryan is having a sneezing fit. Feel better. Bless you 5 times. I think a safe bet for drop passes would be Jauan Jennings because he has had them throughout his whole career, a lot of drop passes. Based on the pre-draft information, I would also add Jacob Cowing to that list, but his hands look pretty good in camp and they look good so far in the preseason. So maybe he's worked on that. Maybe he's done some jugs work or whatever. I don't know.
I would say Danny Gray, but he won't get enough time. I don't know. How about I say Brandon Ayuk? And it's no dig on Brandon Ayuk.
Just because he hasn't been practicing all offseason.
Right.
Okay.
I have a feeling that could equate. So I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk there. And then fumbles. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey. We don't put the ball on the ground a lot. He's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to have the more chance to put the ball on the ground, especially running between the tackles. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. Not that I think that he's a bad player, just that I think that the numbers just allow him to have a higher risk of it.
He had a few fumbles this season. I remember he fumbled against the Cowboys. Maybe we didn't lose the ball. He fumbled in Cleveland. He fumbled in Minnesota.
The only time I remember him fumbling and us losing the ball was in the Super Bowl. That's all I could say from last season. That's all I remember. So not that it's 4. Factual.
I think only 3 of them were lost fumbles, but still, that's 3 lost fumbles. That's more than his historic career average per season, I would say. He's usually pretty reliable with the football.
And I want the ball in his hands. I know that when you when he fumbled in the Super Bowl, I wasn't mad at him. I was like, you know what? If anybody's going to fumble the ball, the only guy who can really do that is Christian McCaffrey, because we've rode his back the whole way here. So if anybody's going to cause a fumble and not take any shit, to me, it's Christian McCaffrey, or shouldn't, get any shit. It should be Christian McCaffrey. Like I don't even, there's one person I don't blame for anything in that loss, and that's like Mitch Wisnowski. He did his job the whole time. If he would have been asked to do more, I'm sure he would have done well at it or tried his hardest. But I don't blame him for anything on there. But everybody else, you had a hand in it. I'm not going to say someone had a bigger hand or this and that. Everybody had a hand in it. If you saw playing time, you had a hand in it. So that's how it is.
There you go. Debo can't catch the ball to save his life sometimes.
Yeah.
Debo doesn't have great hands. He doesn't even have good hands. That's true. But Jennings has a higher drop percentage.
But both have been having a good camp so far. So that's what's giving me. Really, and I hear Jauan Jennings is having one of his best camps ever, which I'm excited for because I really like me some Jauan Jennings. I know we all do. He's so clutch You know what I mean? Like if you're a 49ers fan and you think bad of Juwan Jennings after watching all these games, you kind of need to reevaluate yourself, because he's one of the reasons why we've had the success we've had, because he's open when everybody else is covered and he comes down with it. And if he's short of the line, he's going to do everything he can to get over the line before a knee touches. You know what I'm saying? So that's worth his weight in gold to me. Just saying. So
Bash versus Debo could inch closer to what Jennings and Ayuk do as receivers.
Yeah. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll see that in the season.
We need to run Mitch on some fake punts.
Yes.
Yeah, there was definitely one last year where
he took the initiative.
Was it in the Rams game?
I can't remember. They called it back.
There was like a blown play, and they called it back. It was such a bummer.
Yeah.
It was like,
I like that. I think he should. I think they should do more things like that, to the point where it's not even a Kyle call.
Well, it wasn't a call either. It was like
no. I got you. I'm just saying, like, it's not Kyle calling it in. It's Mitch going, oh, this plus this means that I now take it off over there. It's 5 yards. All I need to pick is 5 yards. They don't have anybody there. You know what I mean? On the edge to really, they've always been going straight up field. So I could just take it. That's what I want.
Mitch ran a 4.6 at the combine. It's about a second faster than Jennings. I think Jennings like 4.72.
He hits hella hard too, which I really appreciate. And he's also an older man. You know what I mean? Like he found success in another sport early on in his life.
Was he like 26 or something when we drafted him?
Yeah, this is like his second career. Well, not to say that he's old, but this is like his second career. So to me, he's smarter than most. How do you completely switch sports and then you become really talented at the other one, to where there's only one punter on each team at any given time for the most part during the regular season. And he's one of 32. There's a cap on that. There's literally a fucking cap on that. And he's one of the 32
really more like top 5 though, I think, or top
10. Somewhere around there. But what I'm saying is just suiting up for a team makes you extremely good. You know what I mean? No matter where you are on that list, just suiting up for a team to go out and do that, you are extremely good. Well, you should be, at least. Yeah, I wish we'd use more people differently. Like, I'm playing Madden, and Christian McCaffrey is my returner. Also, I got unlocked Randy Moss, and he's my returner. And so I get Randy Moss on my team. I'm like, hell yeah, I didn't even notice he was my returner. They kick off to me. All of a sudden, the little ball comes down, and I notice, oh my God, Randy Moss has got the ball. I broke that shit for a touchdown. First return. Broke that shit for a touchdown with Randy Moss. It was amazing.
We'll just unretire Randy Moss and throw Christian McCaffrey to the Wolves. And
No. You could, like, if you bring Randy out of retirement, you might be able to trade Ayuk and nobody would say anything, as long as Randy could still break somebody down with the footwork, no matter what the speed is. I just need this block long enough to let him get down. You know what I'm saying? And put the ball in his area. He'll come down with it.
There you go. You heard it here first. Get Randy Moss and adios to Ayuk.
What would you say? What would you say if you saw Randy Moss who could still get up there and make a catch? He doesn't have to be the talented, speed, but if he
was never a route runner though. He was always just a speed guy down the sideline. He was never going over the middle. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He was like just run and jump really high, and he was really tall. I mean, he's amazing. But that
guy made.
We saw him. He came and played for us, didn't he? Like towards the end, and he didn't.
Yeah.
There was nothing left when he got here. That's all I can say.
There wasn't much left. He had used it all up in New England.
Yeah.
Him and Brady used it all up.
Yeah, after Minnesota. It's fun times. Well, we're coming up on an hour here, and I know you got to mosey on back to work. Is there anything else you wanted to cover? What you got going on the rest of the week?
Oh, real quick. So I can't pronounce this guy's name. Daryl Duchette. He's a 5'8", 140-pound U.S. flag football quarterback, and he's saying it's disrespectful. He says, I think it's disrespectful that they automatically assume that they will be able to join the Olympic team because of the person that they are. They didn't help grow this game to get to the Olympics. And he's talking about the NFL is trying to get NFL players into the flag football game. I kind of wanted to know what everybody's thoughts are. Do you think this guy has a point? Like, hey, NFL, you were starting flag football leagues. I get that.
The team should have the best athletes, regardless of what they did to build it. Like, so put the guy's best team out there that can play.
Okay, hold on.
NFL players want to play, let them play.
What if you give them a chance first? You say no NFL players, and if you can't bring home a gold, then we'll let the NFL players play, right? Ooh, Bashar's got a great point. No NFL players should stay away from the Olympics. I wouldn't want our guys getting hurt. That's a good call. But also, like, I don't know. You had Noah Lyles talking about, ooh, you can't be a world champion. You know what I'm saying? When nobody else essentially plays your sport. Well, hey, just because they didn't put together a team doesn't mean we are the champions of the world. We can go country to country and see, who can win. But I'm guessing that we will win every single time because we actually know how to play the game. And we've done it so much, we have professionals at it. You know what I mean? So, just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it's not true. Right? So what's people's thoughts on this?
I know Paul Hope of the 49ers Faithful UK plays a lot of flag football over in the UK. So
yeah,
maybe they could field a decent team, take on the NFL players.
Hear
what they think about that.
Well, who knows? Paul might be like coaching by that time. We could have Paul Hope coaching the British flag football team at some point in time. I think that I would be rooting for Britain at that one, because I'm sure we probably have a couple goals at that point so we can spare one. So, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I am. When we got enough and there's a good story. Not that I think Paul Hope's just a story, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's a guy in our community. I'll root against us for us. You know what I mean? He's part of the faithful.
There you go. Alex Kennifer, welcome. Says gold medal greater than Super Bowl, once in a lifetime opportunity. Is it greater than a Super Bowl? I don't know.
I would put it on par.
When you also don't get 53 golds.
Well, this is the other thing. Like a good player in the NFL, well, let's say a good wide receiver, a good quarterback, they could win multiple gold medals and never win a Super Bowl. So that, you know what I mean? They could win multiple gold medals, let's say 3, right? So 12 years, and never smell the Super Bowl ever. Win, loss, nothing. You know what I mean? Never in the championship. That can happen.
But every 4 years, there's 212 players winning Super Bowl, 53 times 4. So that's a lot of gold medals. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I mean? That's a tough.
Pretty huge.
You could, depending, like the teams would be smaller, so it'd be easier for somebody who isn't as talented to win a Super Bowl than somebody who is talented to win a gold medal, right? So it kind of depends on where you're sitting, I guess, right? Because if you're a second string offensive lineman, you're not making it to the flag football gold medal match. You can't even sniff that. But you can win a Super Bowl. You got more chances of winning a Super Bowl. Way more.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and just say gold medal has more prestige around the world, but in the U.S., it's hard to beat the Super Bowl.
That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
I think, around the world, you would get just seeing that around your chest. Some more people would think you're special than seeing you with a picture of the Lombardi trophy in your hand, right? That's a good call. I'll go with that.
Bash says let other countries make a real football team. The games would be 100-0.
That's what I'm saying. If he wants to talk about it, okay, we'll go set up the match, bro. I'm sure we'll put forward a team. We got second stringers that want to cream people. You know what I'm saying? We got guys who can't make it in the NFL who would love to introduce people to the sport of football. Ambassadors of the sport. This is called a concussion. This is what happens when you don't block well.
Flag football, Ryan. Flag football.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, we're talking about real football though, because remember they said that the NFL, like winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, real football team. Actually, that's right. So that's what.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think flag football is the only way other countries would have a chance. That's fair.
There's not as much violence. More athletics can come into play. You know what I mean? You can the guys that play wide receiver for those flag football teams, they kind of look like tall ass gazelles running through. You know what I mean? It's crazy. They're aerodynamic and such. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they do all them acrobatic things. I'm not.
So you're saying you wouldn't want Debo on your flag football team then?
No, I would.
Okay.
We're running certain plays. He's got certain plays. Other people got to clear out, cause some distraction. I'm getting to them the ball underneath, and then that's going to be my running game, is just pass it short to Debo or hand it off to Debo in the backfield. That would be my short game. But yeah, if I need yards, if we got one shot and it's either get a first down or get a touchdown, I'm Brandon Ayuk right over there on the outside. I'm just going to tell him where I'm going to put the ball and tell him to get in position, back corner, slow play it until you get there. Talk said, yeah. That's what it reminds me of. They're like hybrid football players, kind of. Their body types are completely different, and they got the legs of like gazelles. Like gazelles don't got no calf muscles. These guys out there doing calf races. These guys got skinny little calves, and they're flying through. That's why football players, NFL players, might not be some of the best at flag football, because you can't touch people. That's the whole thing. But anyway, let's get going.
There you go. Well, thanks everybody who showed up today. We appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll just say peace and go Niners.
Go Niners.